right out of the gate I have to say, don't expect this episode to make any sense, especially not from a real life perspective. Liz fully indulged in that Powerpuff Girls silliness, and tried to produce a more comedy focused episode. The mayor, whose real name is apparently just Mayor, is running for re-election against nobody. Apparently no one ever bothers to challenge him, so he gets to have fun campaigning as almost a victory lap. However, he becomes super obnoxious, going around yelling everywhere. This catches the attention of poor Fuzzy, who was just trying to get some sleep, so he makes his way into town and tells the mayor to shut up, and this is enough to win the townspeople over. And he ends up winning the election, despite doing nothing other than just sleeping all day. Obviously this is kinda dumb, but hey, the people of Townsville are kind of dumb, so the shoe fits. There wasn't much satire here really, unless you count the pointlessness of the political process as satire, that is. But I do respect the fact they never put in some cringy references to the politicians of the time. It keeps this episode from feeling dated. As soon as Fuzzy wins, he kicks the mayor out onto the street and moves into his office. His tenure involves turning the place into a pigsty, literally, and making the girls do all his chores for him, claiming every time that it's an emergency. He also makes Miss Bellum dress up as a cowgirl in somewhat revealing clothing and talks to her in a very sexist, disrespectful way. Obviously this is a very scummy thing for him to do, and it would probably not fly in cartoons made today. But hey, he is the villain after all, so I don't have too much of a problem with him doing villainous things. Finally the girls and Miss Bellum convince the mayor to get his position back, which ends up in Fuzzy challenging him to a wrestling match. There were some funny moments here, my favourite being the mayor inexplicably choosing the professor as his tag partner instead of the girls, despite the professor begging him not to. Who cares though? The silliness all works out in the end, as the mayor's rage at Fuzzy wearing his hat allows him to pick up the W, reclaiming his position as mayor in the process. This was totally wacky, totally silly, yet still somewhat enjoyable.